And I am back. And this time I am working on making a 2x3 room. So that will be yet another random layer or layout for the procedurally generated rooms. And let me see what I got so far. Do you remember what I worked on last time? Let me see if I can look at that really quick. Just to see what I worked on last time. 1 second, let me move over and see. Shows that I was working on random player spawn points. Oh, is that what I was working on last time? Alright, so let me go ahead and see if I can show you any progress on that. Oh, this right here, I made a new event graph, event graph 3 for the 2x3 2x3 room, meaning let's say I already did the sort of blueprint of it right here, the layout. This is just the model of how I want it to look like. I'm not going to keep it here obviously because it's in the middle of the main grid area where all the procedural hallways and rooms will be generated, so it's going to be blocking the hallway. This is just to start from 0 on the X and 0 on the Y so that I know where to place everything. So this is how I want the 2x3 to look like. There's a floor over there. And that floor tells me that's south, so this is, and this line is 0 on the X, and this red line is 0 on the Y. So that tells me this is 0, 0. And since I want this floor, or this doorway to start, be the main entrance, even though you can just enter and exit from either one of these doors. But yeah, that's going to be my starting point for when I connect it to the procedurally generated hallway. So starting here, this is how I want it to look like. We got the rooms. Let me see if I can turn this off. The collision off, and so you got the rooms and each corner. There's only 4 corners in this huge room, and it'll have these corner pillars. So there's walls around here, and then doorway, wall, doorway, and then the doors themselves. So there's 2 walls on the north and the south, and then 3 walls on the west, 1 wall on the east, and 2 doorway walls, or just doorways on the east. And then you got the 6 ceilings and the 6 floors, so that's about it for that. That's, even though I say that's about it, that's a lot. So if we go back, that's all of this. Let me go back down here to this variable. You can see that it's like, where does it say? Huh, it doesn't say. It doesn't say how many variables. Room, it's made out of this struct here. I guess I could count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 variables in this one array, or it's a struct. And oh my gosh. So I did all of this work earlier. Forgot that, maybe I was debating whether I wanted to stream this or not, just because it's such a tedious process. Whenever I was working on the 1x1 rooms, over here. They're 1 by 1. These are so easy. Look at how tiny they are. Just this tiny thing. And then when I went to just the spawn rooms, then they started getting bigger. This is a 2 by 1 room. We've got a lot more pieces to it. And now I'm at a 2 by 3 and it's even bigger. It doesn't look like it, but it is actually bigger. And it's kind of annoying. And it's tedious to get everything done and set up. But once it is, it's really good because then I can get it as a separate module that I can just place anywhere as one piece instead of, 28 separate pieces. I mean, it is 28 separate pieces with walls, floors, doors, doorways, ceiling. But once I hit play, it'll just, you see, it just placed the whole thing. I don't have to place each of them 1 by 1. I just go here to the sort of like the main logic, sort of. It's not really the main logic, is it? It's just after everything is done. After all the procedural stuff is done, then you can just call this custom event, and which is this one again, event graph 3. And then just by calling that one event, it'll create this whole entire room right here when I play. And there it is. So now I just need to finish the south wall and the north wall so that it looks like the model here of how I want it to look like. So let me just do that. I literally just worked on everything else, all the floors, the ceilings, the walls, the doorways. And so now I'm just going to finish this south wall and the north walls. So finish that. Let me go back to this. Oh, and I need to add in the corner pieces as well. So let me see. Let me just duplicate these two. Oh, not 2, 4. Because the north has north, south, and north. No, north, left, and north, right. And then the south has south, left, and south, right. If I could go back up and look at the variable or the struct. So see, there's wall north, left that I need to do. And then wall north, right that I need to do. And then wall south, left, and south, right. And then after that, it's just the corner pieces, corner southeast, corner southwest, corner northeast, and corner northwest, and that's it for the 2 by 3 room. So let me go ahead and duplicate this, and drag it down over here, just sort of match these, and let me just connect so everything is the wall instance here. Don't forget to connect the last instances, so because if you play test and you wonder where the walls are, it's because they're not connected to the execution path. So let's did that, and let me connect these now. And connect these. Instead of using make transform or relative transform, I'm using world space, so I don't need to use an extra, do all that extra work there. Just use world space. And so let's see, let me make sure this goes to the last wall. Correct, because then after that is the corner. Okay, so now that I got this, I know that I have to rotate these, so let me go ahead and look at the model layout of these things. So I know it's 90 degrees for the south. Should be 90 degrees for the north as well. Alright. And then, so I'm just going to put in right away 90 degrees. For all of these, 90 degree rotation. 90 degree rotation. Oh, on the Z. 90 degrees on the Z. 90 degrees rotation on the Z. There's a name for it. I can't remember what you call it. The yaw or the whatever. The roll. I can't remember what it's called. I just call it the Z rotation. Alright. So we got all that 90. Now I need to actually place them in the correct X and Y. So, geez, let me go back here. They are, so I start off with north left and then do north right, then do south left and then south right. So let me look at that. So this one here is north left. And I need that to be X negative 1000 and Y negative 1000. While the north right is negative 500 and negative 1000. So they share a Y. Alright, what does the south share with any of them? Nothing? They don't share anything. Okay, so this wall, so these two will be, they share a Y on the 1000, so I'm just going to say add 1000, connect that to that Y as well, and since I'm here I might as well do this one as well. Add, instead of 1000, this one was 500 for the south. 500, and then connect that to that Y. They're connected to Y's, right? Yes, Y, 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 and Y, and then let me just grab them both and then connect this to the actual custom event node. So this is Y and this is also Y. Alright, and then just move them back. Their X's are different, so I have to give them different nodes for that. So let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Y, 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 and Y. X, 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 and X. Alright, so let me. This one should be north left, so that one should be negative 1000. Add negative 1000. Which, skip this one, and that will be the same as that Y. So the north left and the south left are both negative. That's 100. Let me try this again. Negative 1000. Alright. And then the other, let me just put that here. This one and not this one, but this one are both negative. Instead of 1000, it's negative 500. And they're both X. So we do that, and we'll bring this up to the actual custom event node and connect the X. Both of them connects to X. And move them back down. And let's put this and this some of this. Eyesore spaghetti code. Sorry about that, but so long as I know what I'm doing, it doesn't confuse me as much as the viewers. Okay, so that should be it. Negative 500 on the X, plus 500 on the Y. Negative 1000 on the X, negative 1000 on the Y. Okay, something about this all kinds of wrong. This needs to be a negative. I don't know if any of them. What am I doing? I gotta look at this again. It's not gonna turn out right. One of these has to be a negative 500. This Y is negative 1000. Oh, no. This Y is 500. That's correct. That's the south one. It's only the X's that needs to be negative 500 and negative 1000. And all of them are 90. So actually, this should be it. This should work perfectly. Let's see. I compile this. And then save. And then I go. So it should look like this model here with the door and all that. Oh, except for the corner pillars in here. All of the corners are not going to be in there. But everything else should be here. The floor, ceiling, walls, doorways, and doors. So let's see. Once we hit play, right over here. If it works, good. Okay, we got the south walls, but we don't got the north walls. What the heck? Where are the north walls? Oh, they're at the wrong, they're at the wrong, oh, I hear the monster. They're at the wrong, Y location. They need to be pushed at least 1,000 paces back. So let me see what is going on. Why is that the case? So let me stop that. Because I just followed the model here. This one is Y equals 500, while this one, Y equals negative 1000. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So, what is going on? I need Y equals to negative 1000 somewhere. One of the Y's, okay. Oh, again, I did it. I don't know why I did this again. It's still 100. It should be 1,000. 0, 0, 0. Alright, so there we go. Now it should be perfect. And we shall see if that works. Hopefully it works. I'll have to do this all over again. Okay, and then if I hit, go down there to my test area. Okay, the walls are there, and the walls are there. Are they in here? No. Good. This is how I want it. Alright, so now I need to add in the corners. And the corners have, there's only 4 corners, so that should be easy. Ish. They're not really easy because the locations are going to be all kinds of messed up, I'm assuming. So let me see if I can get that. So again, let me just go ahead and duplicate this. Duplicate that. Line it up with the last 4 nodes here. Can get rid of this one and just drag corner. And just, just drag 4 of them. I don't need to duplicate. Dragging seems to be faster than duplicating them. Alright, this goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. And this one goes here. And then this connects to this. This to this. This to this. And this to this. Perfect. They match up. So, alright, so let me move this down like that. Alright. Oh, and I need to connect the execution path so that, there we go. And then I need to set up the actual, all of this stuff. Let me just, like these walls, they're going to share some X's and Y's. So let me just duplicate these and change the numbers as needed. So I'm going to say duplicate, move it down, and connect them. How I need to connect them. So the X and Y and the X and Y. And go up here like this. Be X and Y. X and Y. Okay, and then move them back to this area. And so let me see if I can think about this. In fact, they are kind of like the outer walls, or the north and south walls. Let me just look at the model. Let's see. Alright, so the south side are going to be at 485. Y is equal to 485. And yeah, 485. And then the north side is going to be Y equal to 985, negative 985, negative 985. So negative 15, negative 985. And this one is on the X, negative 15 and negative 985. 15 and 985. Okay, so the northern corners are going to be negative 985 on the Y, and then 485 on for the south. All right, so let me go back, orient myself. So let me see what the order is here. After the wall, there's the corner southeast and corner southwest. So we're starting with the south. So this Y is gonna be what did I say? It was a positive 485. And that means this Y is going to be negative 985. That means these are going to be the X. And these are going to be the X. No. Nope. No. They're supposed to be like this. So the bottom two X and then the top two X. So this one instead goes here and this one goes here like that. Right? So again, we're starting with the south. So south, let me look at it instead of trying to guess. Southeast and then southwest. So southeast is going to be negative 15, while southwest is going to be negative 985, I think it was. I mean, not south, but like north. So let me see. North on the X for both of these are negative 985 and negative 9. Oh, on the X. Oh, okay, yeah, they're on the X. Not the Y. So on the Y, they're both going to be negative 985. But on the X, the left one is going to be negative 985, and the right one is going to be negative 15. So, do I have that set up correctly for the north? Let me see if the west. Okay. Oh no, they're east. So west it is negative 985 on the X, while east is negative. Oh, okay. So it should be correct now. The other thing I need to do is, since these are already at 90, I don't have to change those. Let me just make sure. Oh, they're different. Darn it. So 180, negative 90, 90, and this should be 0 then. Right? So 0, 90, 180, negative 90. So let me see how that. 0 is south east, correct? So southeast, so that's 0. Alright. Southeast, southwest is positive 90. So 0, positive 90, 180, and negative 90. Alright, so that should be perfect. Let's see. Compile and test it out. Once I get that done, I can delete this model so that it doesn't block my main generation, procedurally generated hallways and rooms. Let's see. Alright, I got that. They're not here. The south ones are, but not the north. In fact, the north ones are rotated incorrectly. So they're here, they're just rotated incorrectly. I think I, so the north, I think this one is negative 90. Well, this one is 180. So let's see. And then it should be perfect. Right, there we go. So we got the corners where they need to be. These are the north ones, and then these are the south corners. And pretty much that's it. That's the room for now. Just the minimum viable product for the room. Later on, I can add in desks and chairs, shelves. This is going to be the rec room, recreational room. So I can add all of that kind of stuff later. But right now I just need to get the foundation of the room. And that's it. And I don't need this here anymore. And I don't need that. See how it blocked the procedurally generated hallway? So now I can delete that. And I don't need this here anymore. So now that it's all set up correctly, how I want it to be. So I simply go into here and I can delete this, delete the corner, 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 doorway, doorway, wall, wall, delete, 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 delete it. I just do this. Delete this. Oh, no, I don't want to delete those though. I do want to delete that. I don't want to delete that one, because that one is my indicator here. This, I don't want to delete that one, so I'll delete these, this, and the rooftop, which is the ceiling. Get rid of those. Alright, so get rid of these. Make sure everything else is still here. The wall is there. The floor is there. These walls will be removed later on when I finish this floor. Then this will be the stairwell. So for now, this is just blocked off so that the monster doesn't go out here. So these walls are. That's why these walls. Whoop! I deleted one of the walls. No. Should I undelete everything or just create a new wall? I'm just creating a new wall. Besides, this is incorrect. It should be 4500, like this. Alright, and then just duplicate it. And where are you at? Right here. So I need you to be 5500 and negative 4500. So 5500 and so that wall should be blocked. And negative 4500. Let me see if it's correct, in the correct place. Correct, it's in the correct place. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I got rid of the 2x3 model in the middle here. And now I need to get rid of the placeholder code. So let me set up, zoom out here, go back. Oh, wait a moment, did I just do that? Save everything, just in case. And, okay, so that's event graph 3 is holding room 2x3, and then you go back to the graph, and I can delete this. Just by doing that. Alright. And that's pretty much it for that. Because what I want to do with that is to make sure that whenever I generate like a zigzag hallway, whenever it reaches the port side of the grid area, it will call that room 2x3. So the hallway will generate, and then if ever it reaches the port side, it'll call that 2x3 and place it there, and then continue generating the rest of the hallway until it reaches the north hallway. Yeah, this is the north hallway. So this is the south fixed hallway, north fixed hallway, east fixed hallway, and west fixed hallway. And then that's about it. That's about it. And I'm done with that. Now for the worst part. The 3x3 rooms. There's 2 3x3 rooms that I want to create. And that's going to be even more tedious than this one, with all these nodes and this struct that I have to create. Going to be even bigger because it's more rooms. So instead of 28 parts like this one, I don't know, it's going to be like 48 or 50 parts. So that's going to be tedious, and I definitely don't want to start on that right now. It's going to give me a headache. So that was it, and let me see if I can test out the spawn rooms to show you that's completed, because I did work on that the last time I was streaming. But then see, where is it? It's down here. So it ensures the correct wall is not blocked for player access. This is activate chosen player start. Again, it was using the it's using this overridden. Oh, you can't see it. It's an overridden function in the gameplay mode blueprint, and it's called choose player start. And so I just have it getting all the player starts. So for example, in this one, I only have player start and player start 5. I used to have 6, or yeah, all 6. But right now, I'm just working with the 2. So one of these rooms is going to be randomly picked in here, and that's where the player should be starting. And then this code, not this one, should say which one of those walls are going to be set, so that this code, the generate north and south section walls, knows which ones not to place, so that it doesn't block off the spawn rooms. So let's test it. Let's see. It should. So it spawned here, and there we go. It's not blocking this. What do we call it? This wall right here. So hide to see if where the monster spawns. Yeah, I don't think the monster's here. Alright, so it works nicely. Let me test it again. Go out. Oh, it's the same room, but that's okay. Test it again. See if I can, okay, this is the different room. Alright, so long as that wall there is not blocked, then it's working. So that's pretty much what I wanted from the last stream. I was working on the spawn points, so that it's random every time the player or the seeker plays a new game or starts a new trial, then it will be a different spawn point every time. And that's just for this map, right? Because remember, I have the other maps. Oh, there's a monster there. He didn't come down here. He just walked past. All right, so I do have the other maps, which is, so this is the spaceship theme, right? Liminal Vertigo 01. 02 is the Gothic Cathedral theme. It's not the best right now, but I just need a minimum viable product, working product first. And then I'll fix everything. Like you can see, the gate is going into the wall. All the doors and gates and everything, they're going to be blueprints, but right now they're just placeholders, so just leave that and fix it later. Then I gotta fix some things too, like shimmering. So they're sort of like clipping with other walls. and fix that. Simply just by removing it, just because, you know, if there's a room on the other side, they both have their own walls that are overlapping, and causing the textures to flicker and clip like that. So since they're next to each other, they don't need their own separate walls. You could just use one of them so they don't shimmer like that. Alright, so that's that map, the Gothic Cathedral map. Then we have the industrial complex, abandoned or derelict industrial complex. So I walk out of here, and there we go. It's not blocking. Let me try another one. So it's another random. Let's see, it's still the same. And I'm trying one again. Alright, there's a different one. So it's a shorter hallway. Alright. That's that. That's the industrial complex. Oh, I know what I need to do. But let me show you the last one, which is this here, Victorian Mansion. So this one is good for like a insane asylum or just like a haunted house. But if I go in here, this one doesn't start in a room because of problems. So I had to start it out in the corners. So like if I go to the rooms, let me see, just wait for the monster to spawn. So if I go to the rooms, not that room, but the spawn rooms. Okay, so this one doesn't have a spawn room on this side. So I gotta go to the other side. Hopefully the monster, hopefully I don't run into the monster. I can hear the monster. So random rooms. Okay, I think I ran away from the monster, so I can show you the spawn. Okay, so this is the spawn hallway, or the spawn room, but there's this issue where it's like an invisible wall that's blocking the character from getting into this room, so I have to, so that's why I don't have the spawning on this map anyways, inside of the spawn point, or the spawn room. They spawn outside in the corners. Oh, I thought I saw the monster there. So I'm gonna have to work on that and fix that. But the other thing I want to do is copy everything. So 2x1 and 2x3. I'm gonna have to copy these. 2x1 and 2x3. If I open up over here, 2x1 and 2x3. So I open up the other blueprints for those maps. Let me just start with 2 instead. See, I don't have a event graph 3 yet. So let me go ahead and create that one. Event graph 3. Then I need to copy. So I already have this 2x3 struct. So now I need to create the 2x3 struct. So go ahead and duplicate. 2x3. And change this to 2x3 plan. Alright, that should be it for variables. Let's see. Something looks different. Okay, now it's okay. So now it's working. Alright, so let me see if I go in here. Should be able to copy and then... No, I don't want to copy that one. I want to go in here, copy these, and go in here and paste. Let me see. Is that correct? Everything should be 0 or null? I think so, yes. The only thing that needs to change are the actual numbers, values in the nodes, in the blueprint nodes, not the variables here. Let me just double check. Let me see. All of these should be 0. Yeah, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Alright, good. This one, I don't know if these are 0. Yeah, these have numbers on them. That's fine. Alright, so that was another room. That was the spawn rooms, and they're working fine. So let me see if I can now copy over this whole entire thing. I don't want to copy it yet, actually. Let me see if I can get... go back here. See if I can copy these first. So I can copy the floors. So once I place a floor, or before I place a floor, I add it to the occupied array, so that that location can be used for, you know, for the procedural hallway, so it doesn't overlap this room. So do that and go ahead and copy and paste it before every floor, and it's gonna share the same exact vector location or location value. So paste it here. It's going to show the same exact vector value. Right. Anything else? Then I got to do that for all of these other floors. Only the ones that have floor. Any of the ceilings don't need to. So, let me see. Copy. Well, not copy, duplicate, because it's in the same graph. And right before I add the floor, I add them to the occupied array and remove it from the unoccupied array. Like that, and they share the same exact vector location. Alright, and duplicate it again. So I gotta do this, 4 more times? So this one here, and this one here, and then this one shares the same location. And then after I do all of this, then I can copy this to this here, BP proc halls 2. So again, duplicate. And do it for this. Connect this. And move this over here actually. Looks messy, but so long as I know what's going on. Yeah, that is really messy, isn't it? I can move these closer together. Um, Just move these down, maybe. Move these. Okay. Alright, so it's going for this one. So let me connect this. Alright. Duplicate. This one shares that. And just do this. Connect this execution path to this execution path. And last but not least, the last one. Very last one here, move it here. Like that. And share the vector location. Connect the execution path. And that should be it. And then I can copy and paste this now. It should save every single floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single floor location, so that it tells the rest of the procedurally generated hallways and rooms not to overlap these locations that are already taken by these floor locations here. Alright, so there's that. That's it. Now I can copy everything. And copy. And paste. Now we got that, and we look here. Let's just go ahead and test it. It's not gonna look right, I'm pretty sure. It's gonna look all, I'm gonna have to work on it, but let me see. It's gonna look all wonky, but I could be lucky and all the coordinates could be correct for this one, for this map. But we'll see right now. Add room 2x3. Go 8,000. Let's say here's 75. And actually test it out, see what it looks like. Yeah, it's all kinds of wrong. Where's the ceiling? Where's the floor? It's overlapping. The ceiling and the floors are overlapping. I'm gonna have to fix this. The doorways seem to be correct. The walls seem to be correct. The corners seem to be correct. The doors are correct. It's just the ceiling and the walls for some reason. Alright, so let me stop that and see. Oh, that's why. It's because these numbers should be 0, 0, 0. But if I change it, it's going to mess up everything else, which I don't want. Same here. So everything should be 0, except of course for scale it should be 1. Because if scale was 0, then it's going to be it's going to be gone. So 0, 0, 0. Ceiling is that. So I just need to adjust for these. So instead of 500, I need to add negative 500. Instead of negative 500, add 500. So floors we need to add. Ugh, that's gonna be but I don't want to mess with it here, because if I mess with it here, everything else is going to be messed up, when I only want to just fix the one room, the 2x3. By fixing the 2x3, I'm going to mess up everything else, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just mess with the 2x3 instead. What was it? It is... where is it? Is it these numbers here? Yes. In fact, I don't even need to be there. I could just go there and look at it from here. So I need this floor add instance to be add 500 and add negative 500 for everything, for all of them. So what was it again? Negative 500 on the X. So that means I add 500. And then on the Y, it's a 500, so I add a negative 500. Right, and then X and Y goes to X and Y. Now that's one of the rooms, but now everything else needs to connect to this. Ooh-wee. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Either that or create their own nodes. Like duplicate these two and then add them to these. Nah, I'll do it this way. So X, this is X, so connect to this X. This is X, so connect, this is X. This is Y, so connect to this Y. In fact, let me move this out here. There we go, like that. This is Y, connect to this Y. So everything needs to connect to here, except for these two, so... floors, anyways, just for the floors. So, X and Y, X, Y, X, goes to X, Y, goes to Y, this X goes to that X, and this Y goes to this Y. And now this X is already connected, this Y is already connected, now this X goes here, and this Y goes here. This is already connected. Is that it for floors? Let me see. This floor is connected to this, which is connected to this. And then this one is connected to this, which is connected to... Okay, so these are good now. So hopefully this will work. Hopefully this will fix the floors. Let's see. And it did not. But it kind of separated the floors and the ceilings. Which I just realized they look exactly the same. I guess I just use the same... Stop this. Let me see. Floor. It's floor 5x5-2. Ceiling is also floor 5x5-2. I guess there's... Oh yeah, because there's no... The Gothic Cathedral map doesn't have flat floor ceilings. It has like a arched ceiling, and that's kind of it looks like a cathedral. You know, if you go to a cathedral, they don't have flat ceilings. They have archways for ceilings. So I didn't want that. So maybe later on, for now, just for now, I'll have the flat ceilings, in this case floors, as a ceiling for a minimum viable product. And then I can work on replacing these flat ceilings with arch ceilings or archways and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why they look alike. Alright, so but let me see. Still, wait a moment. Where did it go? Oh, gotta test it out. So now for the matter of the positioning. So everything y needs to go down 500 and x needs to go down to the left 500. And that's for all the floors. So that's not going to be fun. So right now, I already have 500 and negative 500. So let me see how. So on the y, I need to add, right? So make this 0. Oh yeah, I think that it was supposed to be 0 anyways. And then on the x, I need to subtract 500. So also 0. Wait a moment, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't know if this is correct, but let me just see. Oh, I see. It's not correct. So ceiling 425 and 1.0. 425 and 1.0. So long as these are. Okay, so floor here is this. So I need to do that for each and every one of these floors. Floor, 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 and this is a floor, and this is a floor, and this is a floor. Okay, now what? So compile, and let's see if that fixes. Then we put that back to 500, and negative 500. Let's see if that fixes that. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's see. No. They're still overlapping with the ceiling. You know what? Let me at least get all the ceilings separate from the floors by just separating their z. So what is it? The floor is at 1, while the ceiling. Oh, you know what? Let me do it this way. Copy. Alright, and then go back to and go to all of the ceilings. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close the floor. Close that floor. Okay. And paste the ceiling. Paste the ceiling. Paste. And paste it here. Paste this one here. And paste this one here. Alright, so let's see if it separates the floors and the ceilings. Okay. Oh, look at the ceilings. At least the ceilings fall perfectly into place. I don't know why the floors did not whenever I copied and pasted everything. That's unfortunate. So what do I need to do? You know what I need to do? I think I do need to set it to 0. Because the ceilings is not set to any of that. So let me set it to 0 here. And 0 here. See if that works. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to see something. Is the floor... Yeah. The floor is a little too high. I need to drop the floor down a little bit. That is way too high. Let me see if I got... Is that correct? That's like crazy. That's a very thick floor. Is it supposed to be like that? Yep, it's at scale. This one is at, yeah, 1:1 scale. So what am I doing wrong? It's the Z scale here. So this is -75. This also -75. I think they're at the correct place, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let me see. Let me just look at the first one. If it's at 0, what's it gonna look like? Oh, it's way too high. Bum bum bum. Yeah, let me put it back to -75. So -75 is correct. Oh well. I'll fix all of that later, so long as I got the main essence of the room. EC There we go. So it should look like this. Collision. Never mind. Okay, so I go in there. Maybe this could be a torture room or something instead of like a recreation room in the spaceship. But it's using the same layouts. And the corners are there. Good. Ceilings, the wall, the floors, and the doorway. So let's see. That's it for that. Alright, now I gotta do that for map 3 and map 4, but I will do that on my own time because it's very tedious trying to have to fix everything. But yeah, so the spawn rooms work correctly for now, except for the Victorian mansion map. And until I figure out how to fix that, I'll just leave it that way, where the seeker spawns in the corners instead of in the spawn rooms. And let's see, I got these. This is all done. Saves all the locations of the floors so that it doesn't overlap with any of the other procedural hallways and rooms. And same with this, so that one works. So that's pretty much it. I've completed the first and second map, then I just have to do this for the third and fourth map. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll work on those later. Get some rest. So that was it. That was me making the 2x3 rooms, which is pretty much like a recreation room, but looking at it in the cathedral, the Gothic cathedral, it looks more like some kind of an open dungeon or something, like a torture dungeon. But I don't know what it's gonna look like in the industrial complex. Probably look like a engine room or something, whereas in the Victorian mansion, looks like a big living room maybe. Anyways, I'm done working on that for now. That's complete. The next time I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna actually work on making the bigger rooms. So this was the 2x3. Whoops. I'm gonna be working on the 3x3s. All right, I gotta go. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.